All right, how's it going, everyone?
Happy Tuesday. Feliz martes a todos.
So continuing on with our
Spooktember.
Thank you to our donor.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So much. All right. We're still continuing just before we get started. We're still continuing on the jar guessing game. Go ahead and guess what you think it is. How many you think are in here? We've had some guesses already. Thank you those who have participated. We're going to reveal the answer on Friday. So keep looking. Keep guessing. No, it's not 86. No, it's not 68. No, it's not 400.
Yeah. Someone said 101.
No. Close, but no. All right. So we're going to continue with our, what was it again? Spooktember.
Yeah, our true creepy stories about our guests.
Last night, thank you whoever joined last night's live. We were talking about creepy
co-workers
last night, but then it went into, hey Farmero, how's it going? How are you doing? I'm not sure if you participated or not, but we're doing a guessing game right now. It was a short guess how many are in here. We're not sure if we're going to mail this off. This is from the Jelly Belly Factory. I don't know if you're familiar with it in Fairfield, California. We might send this off as the prize, or we might, if somebody does get it, we might send them a little like gift or something if they follow me on Instagram. That's how they can contact us on Instagram. So let's continue. Do you need help? I think good. All right. So let's continue. We were talking about creepy coworkers last night. But then from there, we brought up creepy neighbors.
Yes, we did.
Yes. So let's give you a little breakdown, I guess. Okay. If you followed us, if you haven't, you're gonna get to know us really well. All right, so we've been talking now for a while about where we grew up. We grew up in this spot where it was an apartment complex, more like a townhome. Some people would call them condos. Now they're straight apartments. Now they're separated by building numbers and things like that. But when we were growing up, you had your own number. So we were 3221 Lakey, and that was our number. You get your mail there. You had a little mailbox, whatever. And the whole complex was 11 acres. So it's pretty big, right? And growing up, it was really nice because it was called Leahy Square. It really was a square. So we'd ride bikes through there. You didn't really have to leave the little complex because it was so big.
Visit your friends across the park.
Yeah, and so there's 2 different parks. Anyways, I think there's 100 and something units.
Yes, there is.
And they range from 1 bedroom up to 5 bedrooms. But there's only 3 5-bedrooms, and then there's I want to say there's 16 4-bedrooms, and then I don't know how many 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and so on. So you got all these different ages. Hey, how's it going? What is that? Portuguese?
I think it's Italian. Sister Rolly.
How are you?
I'm not sure.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Portuguese, maybe?
I think it's Portuguese.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, how are you? So anyways, let's continue. So, like we were saying, right? So we had a bunch of different neighbors, different people, all different ages, different backgrounds, everything you think of. So growing up, our parents were always telling us about the stranger danger, right? There were certain neighborhoods, or not neighborhoods, I don't know what you want to call it. I'd have to show you a map so you know what I'm saying.
Areas in
quadrants.
Actual,
would you call them quadrants? I would call them quadrants.
They were like sections too, because each.
So what would you call them? Sections?
Yeah, we were mainly like the office area.
Okay, let's say sections then. So we were by the office. That was it was very calm and quiet. The people had been there since the place opened.
Yes.
Then you'd go into the center section, and that was kind of a mix. You had a little bit of everything. Then if you were in the back section, that was where shit would pop off.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I don't know, it just would pop off there. But our section was a quiet section, but we were actually behind the liquor store.
Where all the action
happened at the liquor store. So it's pretty big area, square, whatever. And growing up, we always talked about the stranger danger.
Mm-hmm.
So, creepy neighbor. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's see.
You want to start with the center section? I think we've talked about this before.
Which ones were those? I guess.
Okay, so we'll start off with the center section. So, again, the way it's a square, right? The apartments are square. We lived on, I guess it would be the east square, I guess.
Yes.
We were on this side of the square. And then there was the center. So in the center, there was a few families that were creepy there. We had one neighbor who the mom was an older lady. Not too sure what her deal was, but the son, poor guy. Now knowing he was definitely mentally ill, he had PTSD, but we didn't know. We were growing up. He was a lot older than us, and he would just roam. He wouldn't leave his backyard. He'd come outside.
I never heard him speak.
I never heard him speak either. But he would come out and he would just roam back and forth, same area, and he would pace for minutes,
Sometimes even like a whole hour.
Yes, and so he never spoke or anything. The mom was very protective of him, and then it wasn't until we were older we found out that he was creepy like that because when he was in middle school, another neighbor and his friend that lived on the other side, they had like hazed him. They hazed him in middle school, and one of them like sexually assaulted him. So it really traumatized him. We didn't know this until after, but he was always creepy just because he would like pace around, and it was just something that was strange. It wasn't, now you hear all these different things like autism and PTSD and all these other disorders, and so I think he probably suffered from something like that. However, let's move forward. That was one of them. Then in the same middle section, there was another family, a blended family, and I think we've talked about this family in the past, but they had kids. They were a blended family. I don't remember how many kids, 6 or 7 kids. And we just knew that was not a house you could go into. You could play with the kids outside, ride bikes. Do not go in their house because.
Well, we would like kind of talk to the girls.
Yeah,
but
we play with them outside, like in the park, whatever. And then other neighbor kids that we were growing up with, the ones that did go to that house, strange things would happen. Like one time, one of the kids said that the dad offered him $10 to like suck the son's toes. Hey, how's it going, Lucchese? How you doing?
Hi.
Happy Tuesday. And so that one was, we're still talking the Spooktember stories.
Yeah, those are like rumors because we don't know.
We don't know. They're rumors, but
these
there was
kids would
multiple
laugh
kids.
about
It wasn't,
it,
and then there was like some just strange stories about like.
Okay, the boys were weird.
Yeah.
Like they were overly aggressive.
Yes.
Kind of predatorial.
Yes. So that was another creepy
So we
neighbor.
stay away from that one.
Then we had another creepy neighbor who was down the corner from where we lived, and he was just creepy. Just creepy because he'd go out there like and just like hang around the younger kids, put them on the laps, and just I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I stopped hanging out over there because I think he tried touching me.
Happy Tuesday.
Something weird because we already like would watch these shows.
Yes.
And, the daughter was kind of like the lurist, like because I mean,
To send kids
so
over.
who
to play.
knows what was
Yeah,
going
who
on there?
knows? We don't
Because
know. But
she'd invite us over, but then she'd leave us outside with the dad. And then one day I was just like, oh, that's kind of like weird. And I see him, he like pat the other girls on their butts, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to come here anymore because I think he was trying to do that to us. I think so. So then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go over there anymore. So I stopped hanging out over there. And then the girl got like mad, like, why don't you want to come over anymore? So yeah, that was creepy.
that was the other one. Then we had these other creepy neighbors who lived on the far end, and they were just like, now that we know, but it's creepy to me now because I didn't know. The fucking crackheads. The one that would come use the phone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So okay, so growing up, like I said, we grew up. It's considered the hood. Now it's cleaned up, whatever. But I mean, we didn't know then. We were kids. But my parents knew. But like around the first of the time, from the first of the month, this neighbor would come over 3, 4 in the morning and pop, 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 knocking and.
Oh, can you cut this?
Yeah, give me my. She'd come around and she'd want to sell her food stamps. And that was back then when the food stamps were in the booklet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. If you didn't, you're blessed. If you did, then maybe you know, maybe you don't know. My dad had the bad habit of fucking ripping them out of the book, and then sometimes they didn't want to take them because you had to have the book and it
Yeah,
had
such a
the
hassle,
numbers
man.
had to match. No, I need a. Hey, give me a knife so I can peel the apple for you, please, son. And so she was creepy because she'd come at all hours of the night. And then it was funny because my mom, no, not this night, my mom would sell stuff to her. Give me a plate, please. My mom would sell stuff to her and she'd be like, can I use your phone? And then we'd get these strange calls of people like, the plug, I'm the plug. And I didn't know what the
Yeah, I
plug
didn't know what the heck that was.
So that was creepy because, I mean, we could have potentially been put in like a scary situation.
Yeah.
What other creepy neighbor, Emily? Which other one were we going to talk about?
Let's see. That one, the one with the dad and the uncle and the daughter.
Oh, you tell him about that one.
I don't really know too much about it.
Well, just tell him what you know because no one was eating them.
There was one family too that
Yeah.
it was just like said by their parents. and stuff.
Well, they're always strange. The kids were always like perverts.
Like the older, yeah, because like the older families, like the older people, like they knew. I guess it was said that the father would like touch the daughter, but then somewhere his brother ended up marrying his daughter.
His niece.
So it was the uncle married the niece, and so those kids were strange though. That family, they were like perverted, and the girls always over sexualized, and so I mean we're.
Sorry, guys. Go on.
Yeah.
What was the other one? There was that one. The creepy apartment. Tell me about the creepy
The
apartment.
creepy apartment next to us. Well, any couple that would move in there, they would end up like beating each other's asses. It was just terrible. So I don't know if it was like something that would possess like the husband or something, but each couple that would move in there, they would like end up.
They wouldn't last like over a year.
But like they either broke up or one would end up in the hospital or like they just move out together. Hi, Matt.
What was the other creepy one?
That was that.
Oh, and then so that was in the apartment complex where we grew up. Like we lived there forever. Guys, the apples are ready. Then we ended up getting out of there. We bought a house. Hey, how's it going? Oh, yours ahead. Sorry. We ended up moving to Lathrop. I didn't know. Okay, this is gonna sound stupid if any of you guys were. I didn't know people in Lathrop ever drive around with guns. I didn't know that people fucking drink beer and drive.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I'm stupid and naive, but that was fucking creepy to me.
Grow up like that.
Okay, I remember I was shopping at Christmas at Walmart in Manteca. Okay, they weren't my neighbor, but it goes into the story because fucking bitch followed me home. I was playing my accordion. I was trying to get my hustle on. People were talking hell shit to me. I didn't know how rough it was out in Manteca. I really thought, because we knew people that lived here. They moved over there and they're like, they were dropouts. They were. Okay, I'm just going to say it as it was, right? They couldn't make it here. They tried to be tough, whatever. They dropped out. They had to move that way because for whatever reason. And then they're like, yeah, it's the best. A big house. Everyone's so friendly. No, they were not fucking friendly, okay? I almost got my ass beat up in Manteca. Some woman like was talking shit to me when I was playing the accordion. Then this guy was fighting with the guy over at parking, pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
We get the fuck out of there. Just creepy neighbors. So now let's get into the creepy neighbors part. So we were living in Lathrop for a while, and it's just different. Like, yes, we were in a nice big house, and it had a really nice alarm system. It was a nice house. But our neighbors, we happened to be sandwiched in between a one-story, two one-stories. We were in the second story in between two one-stories. And the lady on the right, I don't know what her deal was.
Yeah,
What
was she
her deal?
retired?
She's like divorced.
Something. We never saw her face.
We would just hear her. Like, we'd be out in the backyard or in the patio. And again, at that time, I smoked cigarettes. And my dad would smoke. And he'd live with us. And my mom. And you know, I was married and stuff. And so we'd go out to the patio, you know, enjoy a cigarette at night, whatever. And Manteca water slides. Yeah, I never went to the Manteca water slides. I never got to experience it. They were closed by the time I moved over there. But I heard they were really nice. And that, like, everyone would have a good time. But anyways, the neighbor, I never saw her face, and she was creepy. I would just hear her through the window, like, yeah, excuse me, can you keep it down? I'm a commuter.
Because we had a pool
It
back
was
there.
almost like a joke.
Yeah.
And that was the right side neighbor, okay? Then the left side neighbor started fucking with us too, because we didn't know that they were friends. They had lived there since the development had opened. And then it wasn't until like 6 months after living there, we found out that this house that we bought, because we got it, I don't know if you guys remember when you could do the FHA loans and you could put zero down and move in with no down payment. Well, we got lucky and we were able to move into the house with that. But the house was foreclosed, and then we ended up finding out that the people that lived there, I guess they were drug dealers. Like, I guess they ran, I don't know what they ran, but whatever they ran, all the surrounding neighbors, once you start, you know, settling in and they start telling you about the neighbors, I guess they would leave their house like open.
Yeah.
And there was like people coming in and out of the house. They had pit bulls. That's why they had that super sound security system. So when we moved in, we just had to cover the monthly service. But anyways, it was just creepy. We only lived there for 18 months because I just couldn't take the neighbors. Like, they just would harass us. And what's that movie with Samuel L. Jackson? Come on, Emily. What is that movie where he's a creepy neighbor and keeps bothering the fuck out of them?
Yeah, what is that one called?
Oh, I don't know what it's called, guys, but what's it called,
neighbor,
Emily? What's it? Intruder. No.
Damn it.
I don't know what the movie's called, but there's a movie like that with Samuel L. Jackson, and I swear that's what we were living. Like, the neighbors, didn't matter what time of the day, they were just fucking on it. And then we started catching on that one of the neighbors would see us, the ones on the left would see us, and then I guess she must have phone called the other one, because then they would both just
go outside, water their plants.
Lakeview Terrace, yes. Okay, I swear. That's what it was. I had never experienced that in my whole life, dude. It was awful. Like, you know, they had the big ass yard for the kids to play and run around, and man, it didn't matter what day it was. If it was a weekend, they just always had something to say. Always complaining, and I was like, oh my god, dude, this is horrible. It was awful.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. So then also I was working in Stockton too at the flea market. I was cutting hair, and Well, that's not a creepy neighbor.
Well, it's not a creepy neighbor. Well, we don't know.
Should we add it though or no? You wanna talk
I
about it or
mean,
no?
you can.
Okay, so we ended up moving because those neighbors were creepy, and then I'm so stupid too. I never checked the what do you call it, the Megan's Law. I never checked it. We were just excited about, yeah, it's a house, we're gonna move. You know, it's exciting. We never lived in a house. We always lived in the apartment. And so once I looked up the Megan's Law, man, fuck, I was just everywhere. Red dots, doom, 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 like
So we
3
lived,
houses
like,
down,
really
2 houses
close to all
down,
of them.
just everywhere, all over. And it was like, oh my god, dude, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what the fuck? So anyways, so that happened. And then I was working in Stockton. I was working at the market. There, I was cutting hair, and there was a lot of people that would just kind of hang out there. And there was this young kid. And you know, I'm nice. I like to try to help people if I can. So that day I had like the toilet paper from the flea market. I don't know if you guys ever bought toilet paper from the flea market, but stop! It's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good deal. And so anyways, I had my hair stuff and I had the stuff and I couldn't get into my car. And I had seen that kid before, and so he was nice, and then he was just like, oh, excuse me, lady. He's like, do you need help? I can help you. And like, okay. So I had him help me to my car. And then, you know, I felt nice, because you know, we made tips and stuff, so I'm like, here's like $5, thank you so much. He's like, oh, you don't have to pay me. I'm like, no, please, like, I appreciate it, you didn't have to help me, blah, blah, blah. So then, I start seeing this kid, I start seeing him. I thought he was with somebody that had a stand at the flea market, okay? And so then, I don't remember how it was that we exchanged numbers. I can't remember why we exchanged numbers. And then, nothing's funky, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, he was, what, 19?
He was like a kid. Yeah, maybe 18, something like that. And I was like 25, 26 somewhere at the time. And, because I thought he worked with the stand, that's what it was, something like that.
So a lot of people would hang out there that had family that had stands.
And so, anyways, the guy would like text me every now and then, like, oh, stop it! He'd be like, oh, are you going to be at the flea market, you know, over the weekend or whatever? Like, oh, yeah, you know, stop by and say hi or whatever, right? And then one of the days that I had seen him, my husband came. He came through and he picked me up from work that day. He dropped me off, picked me up, and we wanted to go check out Stockton because I didn't really know my way around Stockton or anything. And we had gone to eat dinner. It was Sunday. We had gone to eat dinner at the Olive Garden. And so we went to, do you remember this too that day, huh?
No, I didn't. I wasn't there. Yeah, no, I wasn't home.
Okay. Well, anyways, we went to the Olive Garden with the kids and stuff. We weren't even there an hour. And when we came out, I noticed that the car looked weird, but I didn't know why. And then when we got closer, hey, how's it going there? Any fisticuffs? I ended up noticing that somebody had popped the lock to my driver's door. And I had all my haircutting stuff and stuff. That's the only thing they took. I had money, like, in the little consoles and
You had
stuff. They didn't
electronics
take
in there,
anything.
too.
Yeah, they didn't take that. They took all my haircutting stuff.
Knock it off.
Still didn't think anything too much about it. And then I started getting texts from that guy. Hey, lady, how you doing? I'm like, I started putting shit there. I'm like, oh my God, I think this guy's been following me. I think he fucking knows where I live. Oh, that's why, because when they took my haircutting stuff, because we had just moved there, we hadn't been there that long, I had checks. I had a checkbook in there. I had, you know, I had stuff with, stop throwing things. I had stuff in my, why are you showing off, dude? Seriously.
What am I doing?
Stop. I had personal information and stuff in there. No, that's not playing. You're going to hurt somebody. Sorry, kids. Anyways, and so then, yeah, my checkbook had my address and all that stuff. So then the guy started texting me, and I got kind of weirded out. I'm like, this is weird. Like, this just happened. This guy's texting me. This is weird. Then, after that incident, we reported. We made a police report and all that stuff. But, fuck, how long did that go on for, dude?
For a long
It
time.
went on for a few months.
Yeah.
Like, every time, because we would commute. And, like, my parents would commute. We would all leave the house. Every
But it kept
time.
happening when we all were, like, gone. Because it never
So our
happened
alarms
when
kept going off on different sides. Different sensors would get
Different
knocked
windows
off.
each
And then
time.
ADT would call me, hey, your alarm's going off. Do you want me to alert the police? No. And then I didn't know either. After so many times, then they start to charge you.
No, this isn't a creepypasta story.
No, I'm sorry. No, this is just, we're talking about creepy neighbors.
No, these are our
and then
true
it went
stories, our
into
experiences,
it went into a time when I was living in Lathrop. We were living in Lathrop, and I had these really creepy neighbors, and then I met these creepy people when I was working, and then my house started trying to get broken into. So the thing that did it for me was my dad texted from that number that night, and that night it was just me and my parents, and I had small kids at the time. My daughter was like, she's a baby, she's like 1 year old, something like that, 1 year old. And at the time my husband was dying, so it was just me and my parents. My dad already, if you guys have heard us talking about it, hey, what's new? Hey, dripping is a must.
Hi.
We're just talking about creepy stories that we've encountered. Tonight's subject was the creepy neighbors, and so that's what we're talking about. And so the night that did it was You weren't home, huh? You left or something. You were with the other sister or something.
That one, and then the night that I was there, it was my window.
No, but this is the one that did
Yeah,
it.
that
This is the
one.
one that did it. So again, my dad, we've talked about with the diabetes, you know, he couldn't move around too much. His hands were, they're all damaged from the diabetes and nerve damage, feet damage. So he had a hard time moving around.
At the time your husband was working.
And he was working
late
nights. And so I got a text from that number and it was just like, what's up? But at that time I didn't text back. I'm just like, you know what, I don't know, this is kind of weirding me out. Like every time fucking number hits me up, it's almost like they know I'm home or they're checking to see if I'm home. So we were getting ready to go to bed. I set the alarm. I just set the alarm. Everybody went upstairs. As soon as everybody went upstairs, my fucking alarm goes off. And I hear the way the house was there was the laundry room, and then there was a door to go out to the garage. And somebody was trying to get in through the garage door. I remember hearing that shit shatter. And it was dark because we left did someone say take? Yes, we were talking about that because that's what my neighbors were like. The ultimate creepy, crazy neighbor. Yes. And so it was dark. Again, I had to protect the family because my dad, you know, although he was my dad, he was there. He couldn't. As much as he would try, he just couldn't. And so I had a firearm and I'm like, fuck this. I don't fucking think so. So I got kind of happy and I shot a couple of shots in the house.
It was dark.
And I'm on the phone 911. Police comes. They didn't find anyone, but they did find footprints in the mud because it was during wintertime. It was around this time. They found footprints in the mud, like from our backyard. Like somebody had jumped over the backyard from that house, it seemed like, or they came in. We don't know, but there's footprints there, and they trailed, you know, from the front of the house to the back of the house.
Big feet.
Yeah. And so, although they didn't catch anybody, I almost got arrested though. I almost got arrested because I didn't know that you can't just fire a shot. You can't do that. They were gonna take me to jail. You can't just do that just because you think there's an intruder in your house. I'm like, oh my gosh. So thank God.
Having a neighbor living in the purge.
Oh my gosh, yes. No, they would have already, we'd be dead. Everybody hates us. That's for another story. But anyways, so that was it. I was done. After that, like, I was just freaked out. I'm like, this is like someone stalking us, dude. This is, because there was other incidents before that, where like we had a garage sale and my mom would sell,
fashion jewelry.
She'd sell fashion jewelry, you know, like stuff like this where it's like, it's gold filled, but it's not real. And so, this guy, he was there for a good 20 minutes, and then finally he asked my mom across the street, he was in his car, and he was like, hey lady, he's like, is that real gold? And she's like, no, it's fashion. But that same night too, we had an incident. What? You don't know the stories? So anyways, but that was it. I'm like, I don't care. We gotta get out of here. So we put the house up for sale, we got an offer, and we were out. Whew, thank goodness.
Yeah,
but then we couldn't find a place here, and we were living in hotels for like a couple of months. But that was ultimate creepy neighbor one. That one just it still irks me because I don't know what the purpose was. Did they want to hurt us? Were they just like they thought we had nice shit because we lived there, but we never had nice
like
stuff.
We were involved or something.
I don't know. I really.
Like they had cameras or like, you know, they like probably rented it out to family or something.
Something. I'm not sure, but that was it. Any other creepy ones, Emily? And then.
And not knowing, you know, I was kind of seeing some guy that lived around the corner, and he did mention some things that I kind of thought were a little
like he
strange.
liked our glass door.
Well, yeah, and then I think he knew more than what, you know, like about that place. But.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll never find out. We'll never know what happened about that place. How's the chocolate milk? Is it good?
It's okay.
And yeah, the creepy. And then. Okay, then when we moved here.
I'm hungry. Can I make a food?
Yes. And so then when we moved here again, if those of you who know, we were homeless for a while. We were homeless for 18 months, and we were living in our haunted island.
There was creepy stories there. I mean,
okay, but we're not talking about that. Stay on topic.
Neighbors could hate because we were homeless with other people like in the fucking parking lot, so they're like neighbors.
Okay.
That goes.
Okay, fine.
I don't know. Fuck you. No more.
Okay, well, okay, we can talk about creepy neighbors then because fine.
Well, no, not that shit, but
you know, like the roaches and shit.
Oh no, that's
rats.
No, that's fucking people know.
I know.
Yeah. We'll go back to this place. No, fuck the homeless.
Okay, fine.
We'll do that.
Yeah, so we were homeless for a while. We lived in the car, and then every now and then, like, we would have a couple people let us stay in their house and stuff. And it's crazy, you know. That's for another story, but I didn't know that so many people. Just because they live in houses don't mean that they're clean. It don't mean that...
Doesn't mean that they shower.
Doesn't mean that they keep up their house. It's terrible. It's terrible, but it is what it is, okay? But, yeah, so again, this wasn't our first choice, this place. I'm very grateful because we're in a place, and it's better than the car sometimes. But when we first moved here, because we had all that experience of dealing with creepy people, since we were kids, you know, where you're like, you just didn't go to that house. You just didn't mess with these people because of this reason. Then you kind of can
You can recognize things like where it's familiar.
Yes.
Right.
So once we moved here, they don't live here anymore, thank goodness. But we used to have these neighbors that would just stalk us. The ones that lived upstairs, remember? The one with the truck and which school with the
Where?
sibling.
What the fuck are you talking about? Who? Oh, that pervert? Yeah.
Tell him. So that one was creepy. It just kind of seemed like every time we were doing something.
What would he?
outside,
Okay, like
just like watching.
anytime we get home, or it doesn't matter, because we used to get home late.
Yeah, we used to.
And so this guy would just be randomly walking to his truck and just doing weird shit.
And you always if you grew up in the ghetto, or maybe not ghetto, but if you grew up underprivileged, I would say.
Yeah.
Number one excuse for someone being nosy, they gotta take out the trash, right?
Yeah.
It don't matter if it's fucking 8 o'clock
Or they're
in the
sweeping
morning,
the front of
or it's fucking
apartment or
midnight.
something
They
like
gotta
that.
take out trash in that moment.
Yeah.
Can any of you relate? Yeah, you gotta take out the trash, Emily. The sweeping.
Some, if
every
they're
now and
Mexican,
then.
they usually do. Or they're
Really?
like,
See,
yeah.
no, okay, maybe.
They're fucking sweeping the damn mats outside.
Yeah,
Come on.
dusting the
Con
mat.
pinche agua, you remember, like
Oh,
they
the
fucking,
balde, the balde,
or whatever they're doing. But the trash is number one, like people do.
But that neighbor wasn't. He wouldn't throw out trash.
No, he'd go just to his truck, and I don't even know, would he sit in there? He would just
I never
be
really
out there,
paid
and then we
attention.
started catching on, like, oh, this is kind of weird. Like, why does he do that?
But it was almost like he knew exactly what time to get home.
And it seemed like the wife would kind of get jealous. But it's like, I don't
They
know.
never spoke to
No,
us.
they
They never
didn't.
spoke to us. Now they don't live here. Thank God they moved out or whatever. But it went on for a while. It was kind of creepy.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
The neighbor we never even knew that actually existed and lived here.
Yeah, that was another one. So we have this neighbor and really nice neighbor, really friendly person. And just we've been here 5 years, and we just learned now, like a couple months ago, that
They have a spouse.
They have a spouse. We just find this out.
Never seen the spouse.
In 5 years.
In 5 years. Never come down the stairs,
Nothing.
and they have a spouse.
Yeah.
We've even given this person a ride and nothing.
Nothing.
They never said the spouse lived here.
They never even said.
They never said that they were
I never
married
asked.
or
I never
like
asked.
they just said X and stuff, but they didn't say. Yeah, I never. What else?
Yeah, I think that's the one that took the cake.
That one was really right.
That one took the cake. That one.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that one.
What else? Okay, there's another one that the neighbor's like kid, right? Person's already like a teen. No, they're a little older now.
Yeah.
But
Young
yeah,
adult.
that person like always like knows the times that we're out. Like we get here and they're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
We're about
Throwing
to
away
leave.
trash.
Yeah, they're in this section. Like it's kind of weird. Like so, everyone has like cameras
Everyone
now.
has ring cameras. Yeah.
And I guess now they have some like in their cars. So like if they're parked next to
Do
us,
any of you guys know about
Does
that? Is that
anybody know
true?
about
Is it
that?
possible to have like a dash cam that can like go off when people walk by, or like a motion sensor or something like that? I have noticed that. I think that's still strange because that does still happen here. There's certain neighbors where like I swear as soon as we pull into that parking lot, they gotta come outside and like throw away trash. And it's like clockwork. It's like clockwork. So it's not a coincidence. Did any of you guys experience any of this, or we're just crazy?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so those are the creepy stories. We were talking about last night about creepy YouTubers. We'll talk about that tomorrow. About the creepy encounters we've had on YouTube and how. What would you say that? Like catfish or what would you
Not even
call it?
catfish. It's just people that make multiple accounts.
But how do they manage them? All is what I want to know. They must have a lot
It's
of.
not hard because you just.
Do you know how to do that?
I know. I've done that shit before one time. A long time ago now, I was doing that shit.
Okay, off topic. But do you remember when your friend had you go and stop?
Yes. I would say. But what would that would go? What?
I don't know. Who cares? Just off
Anyways,
topic.
okay, so this guy, right? He's my friend. Well, he wasn't my friend. He was my acquaintance. Anyways, we went on a couple of dates. Anyways, we just ended up just being like just
Your friends
buddies.
and
That's it. Yeah. Anyways, so he was always going, jumping into a new relationship, and I'm like, oh, why? And he just kept getting with women that had children and had baby daddy drama and all that shit.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, why?
Mario, look over there. What is going on?
He ended up getting into this one relationship where he actually was, helping this woman out with her 5 kids, and he went all out for Christmas and doing all that. I'm like, yeah, I support you. Yeah, do what you want, man. I'm like, been there, but I'm like, whatever, I support you, right? Anyways, so they break up. She cheats on him. She's pregnant by some other guy. She doesn't know whose kid it is. I'm like, all right.
Wait, did she think it could have been his too?
There wasn't. Yes, I think so.
Okay.
So the guy was like excited. He didn't have any kids. I'm like, oh my god. Anyways, from there, he's like, can you do me this favor? And we hadn't talked for like months because she had gotten jealous. She's like, don't be talking to that fucking bunny 95 bitch. And he's like, what? And we never even done anything me and that guy. He liked me, but he was more like just a friend to me. So anyways, I'm like, what? And so he's like, yeah, I don't know. She's just tripping off me. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Anyways, so he stopped talking to me for those months, but he would hit me up when he had a chance. Wasn't sneaking around or anything like that. Anyways, so he was like, can you do me a favor? I'm like, sure. And again, this is a guy that like, we had met on the internet, on MySpace, when MySpace had, became something. And we just built like that, like friendship kind of, and that's it. That's all. We never like really hung out, but we went to the movies a couple times. Anyways, so he's like, I trust you. He's like, hey, do you trust me? I'm like, sure, what is it? He's like, can you get into can I use your Instagram password and all that shit so I can fucking spy and see who the guy she's dating, who the guy she left me for, and look at all that shit so I can put it all together and look at all the pictures. I'm like, sure. So again, people, would you give someone your whole password to your account like that you weren't really, I don't care. I don't got nothing to hide. Do what the fuck you want. So I'm like, sure, this is my password. Because that's how I feel like friendship should be. There shouldn't be no questions. Just do what you gotta do. So I let him use it. And then from there, he's like, and then you can just change your password after and all that shit. And I'm like, all right, you do what you want. So I'm like, let me know everything that you find out. So yeah, he went in there. And then I was thinking to myself, like, that's kind of fucking creepy. Like, I really don't really know this guy throughout this whole time. And his fucking, these actions, like, yeah. You really want to go and see what that dumb bitch is doing. Like, really? You don't have kids with her? You ain't got nothing to lose, dude. Who cares? Like, those kids weren't yours. Who cares time invested? Those kids weren't yours. Like, move on. So anyways, he was like, yeah, I found out everything I needed to know. Thank you so much. That was it. And then we didn't talk until, like, years later. So he had just hit me up for that one favor, and, like, that's fine. But what I thought was creepy when I really thought about it was, like, people go to the extremes. And it can be creepy when you catch yourself that you're doing this stalker shit. I've been through that, right? When you go through like a breakup and whatnot, and you go and you make accounts, but then you have to stop and realize, hey, this is kind of funky. It's not worth it. Move on. Get a fucking life. And if you don't see that and you don't stop yourself, you don't acknowledge that that's weirdo behavior, then that's a problem. And so some people continue to do that and do that and do that, and they get obsessed with it. So that's where I don't know about this guy. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't really like date him because this is what people do. Oh my gosh, they really do make multiple accounts. They really do go spy on someone, even if it's not even anything good. They just like want to be nosy, just to be keeping tabs. So that's what I think is creepy about. That's where we're getting into the whole creepy YouTube accounts that we've encountered. So yeah, that's. Maybe it's not creepy to anybody, but if you really think about it, the psychology behind it, if you're in the psychology behind it, like these actions, these you're obsessing over keeping tabs on someone,
I don't understand
right?
people that do that. Like they're still friends with their exes on social media, and it's like, why are you doing that? Like it's over for a reason.
Obviously, they want to keep tabs.
Now we're going into something else, but hey, we're done with the creepy stories for now. Now let's open game, whatever you guys want to talk about. But
so yeah, the Spooktember creepy stories, we stopped that right here. For tonight, and now it's just an open discussion.
Yeah, now it's just open discussion about
thoughts.
Thoughts
and everything else.
But I like that you said, lindas. Oh, gracias, muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Okay, so now I liked what you said about acquaintances and friends. I think the word friend lately has been thrown around very loosely.
I can honestly say
no. Now you can't. You gotta be careful the way you use it because people get all crazy and butthurt.
I've never had a friend. If you think about it. Me personally, I don't think I've ever had a friend. I never did.
What do you mean by that? Give us a definition.
Okay, to me, friends are like people that you communicate either off and on, and you can like catch up on like whatever, or no, hang out, chill. I never had that.
Yeah, you had some weird friends.
No, I had just like acquaintances, I would say. I started using that like when I was 18. Like, yeah, that's acquaintance. Never had a friend. People were users and stuff, and they're like, oh, hey, friend, but no, I don't have friends.
What do you guys think? Can you honestly say you have friends? Or are they just acquaintances? I would say, I have very few friends. Very few. And what do I mean by that again?
Yeah.
But this, we're bringing this up because this happens to be a really popular subject. Like, again, going back to what I like, right? Mexican music and stuff. That's like the whole trending thing that's going on right now. Where they interviewed some singer, I don't remember his name. He's like an up and coming guy. And that's what he was saying. Like, in this world, he's like, you don't have friends. Like, it takes a lot to be a friend. It takes a lot para que alguien te diga que eres mi amigo.
Yes.
Tienes que tener muchas cosas. Primero tienes que ganarte mi respeto. Tienes que ganarte mi confianza. No, nomás, yo no te puedo decir amigo. And it made sense what he was saying. And I'm like, you know what? You're fucking
And that's what
absolutely
I
right.
realized, like, throughout the years already. Like, yeah, you know what? That's right. That's right. If you're not willing to lend me $20, then, you know, take my word that I'm going to pay
When
you
I
back.
need it, yeah. Like,
And you're just like, oh man, I gotta like hold on to the, get the fuck out of here. I need people like that because when it's the opposite way, I don't hold grudges and I don't give a fuck how you treated me. I'll still be there
if
for
I can,
you.
right.
That's how I am. That's where I've had so many like fucking heartaches
yeah,
and with people, not like love relationships. I'm not necessarily that, but disappointment in people where I lost a lot of hope in people. Like that's fucked up, man. You're tripping over $5, really? And even when I was homeless, I'd fucking help you out with my last fucking whatever.
Well, let's talk about that. All right. You know, have any of you ever gone through that? Like we've gone through that. Like, okay, like us, right? Before 2017, we're gonna stop there. Before 2017, we were doing well. Like, what is that? We were always working. We were always the ones, me and her, because we worked together as a team with our business and stuff. Where people would always come to us. Hey, I'm short on this bill. Can you help me, please, please, oh please, I'll give it back to you. And again, we got into the habit of, all right, look. If I have the money and I know that I may not see it again, I gotta think of it like that. Like, hey, you know what? I'm never gonna see him again or whatever. And fuck it. All right, here, you know what? I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna fucking take a leap of faith. Whatever happens, happens. It's like a Bronx Tale. Have you guys ever seen a Bronx Tale? What is it? Okay, it's like a Bronx Tale. Where what's his name?
Yeah, the guy keeps.
No, what's it? Sonny. Right? In the movie?
Yes.
Sonny, where Sonny keeps telling Calodero, like, because he's pissed off because that
the
one
guy that owes him
$20. And he's like, forget about it.
Yeah.
So he's like, motherfucker owes me $20. And he's like, forget about it. You got rid of him out of your life for $20.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, yeah. You know, once you think
it.
about it like that, that's why it's like, yeah, I can see where your disappointment is, because that's what I mean. Like, stupid shit, like, something as simple as $10. I've had people where they, like, just get all weird. It's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. If I gave it to you, I gave it to you, and I'm not sitting there like, oh, I gave that to you 10 years. No.
Some
if
people
you
do
remember and you come back, fine, great. But I don't know, the acquaintance things and the friendships. Yeah, I like what that guy was saying though, because that is a difference. And then there was another thing I wanted to mention too when I heard that about the guy and the fundraising. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing that I've been seeing trending on TikTok, at least where we've been looking at. Okay, there's a lot of people. Everybody has their cash apps, right? Everybody has like, what is that noise? What is that noise?
Yeah.
Oh, forget it. Okay, tell her stop. Everybody has help me out here. What I'm trying to say. You know how everybody has like their ways of like accessing funds, right? Like either a Venmo, a PayPal, okay? And so I don't know if you've seen it, but I've been seeing it on TikTok where there's some people who are needy. Like us, for example, you know, like me needing a phone, just simple shit, right? That you just, things happen and you just don't have the means at the time to get them. But what I've been seeing people get upset about, what do you want?
I don't know.
What's wrong?
I was choking.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
And so, help me out here, what I'm trying to say.
Hello.
The how, and so people are getting upset on TikTok and social media because they're getting pissed off that people are so quick to donate.
There we go. Yeah.
People are so quick to donate when it's like a death.
When it's a death or
I've been seeing that where people are getting really upset and they're like, you know, this is not right. Like, why do we come together? And people, when it's like, just cremate them and get it over.
or like because why people donate when there's a death, right?
Hey,
So-
man, how's it going?
I like what you got. And then like when there's people that like, why didn't you donate like to people who are living now that ask for money
So this is
for whatever like
this is a
thing,
TikTok
right?
debate that I've been seeing a lot. So what do you guys think? How do you guys feel about that? What are your guys' thoughts on that? If anybody wants to jump in on that, because I've been seeing that, and I haven't stitched anything on our page, our TikTok page, because I just haven't, because I don't have anything nice to say about it.
Yeah.
Because I choked on the sprinkles.
So what else?
I
Like,
didn't help myself.
What you saw on TikTok?
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I've been seeing that. So people are getting really upset and they've been talking about that. And then it's like, okay. And then you have the ones that are like, oh, I wish I could help. Oh, I wish, but I don't.
And then
everyone can help.
by even sharing a post or something.
Yeah.
So, sharing someone's
Yeah.
Cash App.
It's dead.
Yes, so I've been seeing that. So that's been the debate.
It's not.
What else?
What else?
There was something. No, it's not pissing me off. I just noticed that's been the debate, and it's like, well, my thoughts on it again. We haven't switched it, but my thoughts on it. Like, have you guys ever noticed that? Why do people? Why are they more open to donate when someone dies? Like, again, maybe that's just
Like when some people are just like, hey, can you help me out with like $20 for gas, or
Yes.
or I need like 150. Can someone help me out? People make a big deal.
Yeah, they do.
Oh my
Job,
gosh, no, yeah.
financial
But yeah, when a
aid.
death right away, people are opening their pockets. Like it's like the person's not here. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, again, I've just over the last few years, I guess I could say I'm numb about some. It's not that I don't feel for people. It's not that I don't have a heart. It's just that I feel like some people they really play on that.
A lot of people do raffles too.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of raffles. I don't think I'm about that.
Or like if everyone makes a big deal, like what I saw also like where people are like, yeah, we're gonna try to donate to this person because of like a funeral coming up, right? Then everyone's like on their platform like, oh yeah, here's the Cash App, but then everyone's making a big deal like, oh well, yeah, we'll see, maybe $10, and you were saying what, $50 is a good
Yeah, I think
amount.
$50. If you're gonna donate, if you can, everybody can donate $50, dude. Anybody. I don't care who you are, dude. We've been homeless and I've donated $50, dude. It's a one-time thing. Yes, there are some people that are takers and they just want. They're gonna always need something. What is it? Short-term solution for long-term problems.
Yes.
That was a fucking quote we'd always get. It pissed me off. But yeah, I mean, these are just things again I've seen and I like your guys' response. Usually you guys are pretty responsive, and so maybe you guys, it'll give you some ideas or something for your content or whatever. But I did notice that, and I thought maybe you guys would want to talk on that. But that is something I did notice, and I have noticed. I feel like if you're gonna donate, anybody can donate $50. $50 is really what's right now. No, that's for next month.
Aw.
$50 is what's really gonna help somebody. Get a half tank of gas. Get something moving. Sometimes that's like a down payment for whatever.
And then what else? So if what else were you saying about that? Okay, they're making a big deal about, oh, that's a law, whatever, and then some people are just like, okay, they do these like raffles, or oh, we're all gonna get together, do that, and donate, help someone out, and then they're like, or someone donates some of their like work or whatever they're gonna do, and then like they expect that
Something back.
like
Yeah.
okay, and then a lot of people like that are setting these up and they want to gain from someone's debt.
I don't know. I'm just
Like,
not a fan of that. Like, again, we've done so much fundraising for different causes, for different things, where it's like, I feel like that's selfish.
I feel like if it's
I
really
feel-
coming
I
from
feel
your
like
heart,
it's selfish.
we don't need anything in return, right? Like,
Right.
oh,
You're doing it as a good gesture because that makes your heart
a
feel
simple
well.
thank you is enough.
Yeah, it should
but
suffice.
A lot of these people, man, you just see it and people
So-
eat it up.
So it makes me wonder, like, what are these people really? Are they doing it? They're doing it for
Hi.
financial gain. Hey, see it. So hi.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I don't know. That's what I think. What do you guys think about that? I just feel like, people should
Like,
take a step back, and I don't want to. That sounds so cliche to say, like, put yourself in their shoes, but people don't do that anymore.
No, they don't.
I don't think they do. I really don't. So gorgeous. Thank you so much, Syed. So what do you think about that, Syed? What do you think about, or are you, sister, if you're still there? Are you guys opening to donating? Is it easier for you to donate if it's a death, or if it's like someone who's raising towards like a vacation? Or I've noticed these are things that we're talking about.
like a charity or
Yeah.
whatever people do. Or
Charities are good too. Charities are nice too. Again, like I said, I just being on the opposite end when I used to work with fundraisers and stuff, and it's about that go to all these big organizations and things like that. There's so many people that can come together. Like there's so many things that we could all solve and take care of within our own community. And what I mean by my own community, like our own age group or whatever, divorce or whatever you want to call it. There's so many things. There's so many ideas. But I just feel like a lot of people do a lot of talking and no one's doing the productivity.
yeah.
What do you want? You cannot have that. That is not yours. That's burger lunch tomorrow.
So, is that it?
I think that's it. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
hate to see, I don't know,
What else? So we're talking about that.
You want to show your Cash App now?
I don't have a thing to do that. Anyways,
Bad
yeah.
night.
So ¿qué más? We're just finishing it up with the creepy neighbor shit.
Yep, that's it. So, thank you guys
And
for
tomorrow I
joining.
think we're gonna go with we did some of the YouTube ones,
Finish up.
right?
We didn't talk about it.
And then what else?
Finish up.
Damn.
What else?
We'll just continue with that, with the creepy.
Finish now.
The YouTuber one, the YouTube account
Finish
one.
now.
Yes.
All right.
All right,
We'll do
guys.
that one tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow.
All
Oh yeah, I would say yes, self-help with community, right? Self-help with community, and that could be, it could be little things. It doesn't have to be anything big. Like that's a funny story today. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about that or
Yeah,
no?
go on the
Let's
phone.
do pantry.
Mm.
You don't want to talk about that? No. Yes,
I mean, no.
So again, the reason why
Que vale verga those
the
places,
reason
you
why I
know?
felt like bringing this up, my little
What is
bunny,
that?
the little bunny, I don't know, I just thought it was cute. The reason why I felt like bringing that up was because, I feel like right now we're getting into holiday season. Like from now on, I really feel like this is the holiday season. This is where like people are starting to get, some people, they dread it. And we've talked about this before because this time of year is very hard time of year for us because again, we've just experienced so many bad things during this time of year. It's like car trouble, it's family health, all these different things that we've dealt with in the past. And so I understand that there's so many people who have gone through the same thing, and they might not have any family anymore, anyone to talk to, where
I
they
eat
feel
this.
yes,
No.
where they feel comfortable.
I'm making
And so
you a
that's part of the reason why we try to do some fun
No, I
stuff, like
want
with the
peanut
creepy
butter
stories. So
and
it's kind of
it's
funny, it's
there.
kind of humor, but it kind of opens up
Yes.
your, and also because again, I feel like we should be trying to build community here.
Yeah.
With those of you who like what we talk about, or maybe you don't like what we talk about, but it's good to express it.
Yeah.
And especially again because the holiday season is here, so.
Yeah.
So it's I feel like the time of giving and sharing and caring is now.
Yes, it is.
So again, we're gonna keep posting our stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking
If you'd like to
about it.
follow us on Hair by Annette,
Hair by M&M on Instagram.
and if you want to guess, continue to guess how many Jelly Bellies are in this jar.
We're going to reveal the answer on
We're going
Friday.
to reveal the answer on Friday. If you guys want to go watch the short that we have,
Yeah.
the short.
Okay.
The short is posted, and we're gonna reveal the.
Right.
All right, guys. So again, love your tattoos. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
Diane.
you.
Wait, hers?
Okay.
Or mine?
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Well, thank you guys again. If you'd like to follow us on Hair by M&M, that is our Instagram. If you'd like to, anything you want to talk about or leave us a message, or if there's something that maybe you do want to talk about, you don't want to discuss on here, that's
Yeah, you
fine.
can DM us on
Go ahead and send us a
Instagram.
DM. What else? What else?
Follow us on TikTok. And
Yeah, follow us on TikTok if you like, 95 Lucas. And if you're drinking, don't drive. If you're driving, don't drink. And thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you. You have to wait.